The view of the very latest. Ayanda, thank you very much indeed. Let's bring in Jayde Leigh Paulse now live for us. The N3 highway, we understand, in Durban from the Midmar Dam off-ramp to the Pietermaritzburg has remained closed in both directions. It is believed that at least 20 trucks, Jayde Leigh, were set alight in the vicinity of the Mooi River Toll Plaza since last night. It's where we find you. What are you witnessing there, Jayde?
Well, a very good morning to you, Blaine, and to the viewers. And as Ayanda crosses from Escort and talks about the support that former President Jacob Zuma has received and the protests that are currently taking place in that vicinity here at the Mooi River Plaza, we've seen 19 trucks being torched late last night and early hours of this morning. A few more trucks were torched on the N3 here at the Mooi River Plaza, and I'm also told that a further 6 more in Tuba have been torched. And all of this is basically by supporters who we now have received information from people that we've spoken to earlier on in Morning Live, those passerbys who are saying that it is the supporters who have started the KZN shutdown movement to try and support former President Jacob Zuma, and who are demanding that he be released from Escort Correctional Facility. We saw violent protests happening here outside, here at the Mooi River Plaza. But we've also seen some on the other toll gates. We've seen some protesting happening yesterday at Mpangeni, in Pietermaritzburg, in Kwadokuza, in some of the districts as well, in Lembe. So we have seen this flaring up across the province. We spoke earlier on to a truck driver, Blaine, during the Morning Live segment, and he was telling us how distraught he is, how disappointed he is that this all could have been avoided, Blaine, saying that provincial government could have done more. They did foresee that supporters of former President Jacob Zuma will come out in their numbers, especially after that ruling was dismissed in the Pietermaritzburg High Court. They did expect flare-ups and protests to happen, and just saying there on Morning Live that he's very disturbed and he's very angry at the way this has played out. He lost a 1.8 million rand truck, and he says that he now has to lay off some of the staff members that work for him. He also told us that his truck driver had to flee for his life and had to run into the bushes during the violent clashes last night. But anyway, on the scene right now, Blaine, I'm just going to move out of shot once again and show you, if Heinrich behind the camera can just show you that the rubble is being removed by some of the tow trucks. They are trying to clear the N3. The N3 is indeed still closed. There has been traffic that has been diverted to Tweedy, to Howick, making its way up there. But on this route to the plaza, it has been closed. I'm just going to try and see if we can't speak to some members of the public, see if they can come speak to us and see how they're feeling about the protest. I mean, we've been speaking to people, asking them their views. If I can just speak to this gentleman here. Good morning, sir. You're live on SABC News. If you can just tell us, how are you feeling? I mean, you've been here with me for the better part of the morning. You've seen what has taken place. What are your views on the protests that are currently happening across KwaZulu-Natal?
Ngathi angibonanga kahle into enzakalile, but ngizoke nje ngisebusuku ngisekhaya izolo kuqhuma into yamabhomu nje, yabo. Kodwa into engicabanga ukuthi abantu bakhala ngalento yaZuma ukuthi bafuna uZuma ededeliwe ngoba akumnandi kubona. So abantu bentatheli lo nithi hayi akusinto yaZuma, kodwa into esingayisho iqiniso evelayo manje, abantu nje benza wonke lo monakalo ngenxa yokuthi bafuna umongameli wabo ephumile. So asazi ukuthi kwenzakala ekugcineni ngoba futhi bayathembisa ukuthi ukuthi akaphumi, bayathembisa ukuthi basazoqhubeka benze lento le.
But in your personal opinion, what do you think will try and resolve this? We do know that former President Jacob Zuma is incarcerated. We've seen the support coming out in numbers. We've seen the hashtags on Twitter with shutdown KZN. We've seen calls that he be released immediately from Escort facility in order for all of this to go away. What do you believe is the solution right now?
Into engibona ukuthi ngasiza mina yikho ukuthi abantu behlisa umoya, mase nohulumeni athathe position yakhe, hlale phansi uxoxe kahle kakhulu umuntu omdala ejele ngoba phela kumnandi ngempela ukuthi umuntu omdala uzohlala ejele kumnandi yebo unamacala wenzile kodwa manje mothi uyabheka nje akukho mnandi so into ezosiza ukuthi bededele umongameli ahamba phindele ekhaya kuhlale phansi kuxoxe.
So in essence, for the viewers that are following back home, you are saying that in order for all of this to stop, for the protesting to stop, former President Jacob Zuma must ultimately just be released from prison.
Yeah, because abantu basho njalo, it's not my opinion. It's what people are saying. So, yeah.
Thank you very much for your views. Well, Blaine, there was also a passerby there just saying that, on the ground, these are what people are saying. They're saying they will continue protesting. They are protesting to release former President Jacob Zuma out of prison. They are making their voices heard. They are hoping that government and provincial government can heed the call and release him. You just heard him saying now that many are saying that he's an elderly man. Why is he incarcerated? He should not be behind bars. And we've seen this play out throughout the province. Ayanda Mklongo just crossed earlier on with you as well, and we saw some of the voices coming out from Escort, people saying that they want Ubaba Msholozi to be released. He cannot be behind bars. This is not right. He is elderly, he is sickly, and the only way to do that and the only way to have him be released is to send a very stern warning to government, provincial government, and continue these protests.
All right, Jayde Leigh, thank you very much indeed for your update. Stand by. We'll come back.